Rams fans, welcome in on this edition of Rams Showcase. Trade rumors swirl as the deadline approaches. Plus, St. Louis versus the Rams. Yeah, still not done yet. And later, Rams in prime time. We preview Vikings at Rams. Let's rock.
This is Rams Showcase with your host, Sheriff Joe Bags.
Yes, welcome into it, Rams Showcase. I am Sheriff Joe Bags. I'll be your host tonight as we dive into another week of NFL action. The Vikings heading to LA, take on the Rams this week. Thursday night football. We're on a short week, which is a little bit chaotic, but in the most fun possible ways. Unfortunately, we're getting some news that is, or not necessarily news, we're getting some reports that are not as awesome. We'll dive into that just 1 second here. Look first at Ram Showcase, at Sheriff Joe Bags. That's where you follow along on social media, ramshowcase.com. And if you are hearing me only, good news. There's a video version of this. You can check it out. If you are watching me, hey, good news. There's an audio version. Maybe you're driving or something. Don't be watching Ram Showcase while you're trying to drive, all right? Make smart decisions. Such as, well, or not as, maybe. I don't know. It depends on your perspective, I suppose, as, well, let's talk about it. We got some reports today. One report coming from ESPN, all right? So not a slump here, not just a little bit of a fly-by-night, all right? Is rumors that the Rams are making phone calls. And in those phone calls, essentially offering up Cooper Kupp, it sounds like. So there are a few teams that have been named in this. Bucks are coming from fans. I have not heard that from an official source at all, but that's just because they lost Godwin. Unfortunate injury out of him. That one was rough, dude. And then Mike Evans going down as well. So obviously in the market for a quarterback and some familiarity there, at least with Baker Mayfield, having spent some time in Los Angeles. Other names, other teams that have been named, Kansas City Chiefs are in that conversation. Also, the Pittsburgh Steelers in that conversation. So we will have to wait and see leading up into the trade deadline what is going to happen here with one Mr. Cooper Kupp, who the Rams did draft themselves. They have been he has been on the roster the entire time. And I have not yet really had the chance to process this information to have a segment for you that dives into this and talks about the good and the possible bad and the ins and outs of this possible move, because I'll be completely honest, this was not on my radar as far as the Rams moving on from Kupp. This was a conversation or a topic that I have listed as possible off-season moves, but we're not even there yet because, we're literally going into a Week 8 game right now. So, of course, we're not talking about the off-season yet. But that is one of my conversations there. So, unfortunately, now we're having this conversation, and let me just put it into perspective this way, all right? The Rams are a lot more willing to move on from somebody too early than on time or too late. That is very much something that the Patriots also did during their run, but it is something that the Rams have absolutely done. If I had to guess, and I have no hard evidence on this, no sources, no anything, if I had to guess, take a shot in the dark, swinging blindfolded here, what I'm going to say is the Rams maybe know more about Cooper Kupp and his injuries than they're letting on. I am going to cite the Todd Gurley situation when talking about that, as that is obviously a situation that we got no information leading up, and then all of a sudden the Rams just released him. So Cooper Kupp in that conversation now. Also, let's not pretend like it's not relevant that Puka Nacua is an absolute stud, all right? And Puka Nacua plays a lot like Cooper Kupp and can play that role. Do the Rams need two people who can play that same role? Probably not, but it sure is awesome. Having Puka and Cooper on the field is top tier, and that's absolutely awesome. But if the Rams are trying to do this move now, you got to think of why. Why would they be trying to do this move now? Potential salary dump. That is always a possibility with this Rams team. It could be I don't say roster spot, but roster spot and salary dump, I think, have to be combined there, because if the Rams were to move on from Cooper Kupp, I would assume maybe wrongly, that the Rams are looking at somebody else, maybe on the defensive side, the troublesome side of the ball that the Rams are having some issues with has been the defensive side. So maybe they're trying to recoup some talent on that side. And yes, we can say they've turned a corner, but that was against the Raiders. So let's hold on. Let's not be like, we got the best defense in the league right now. Okay, we had Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew in town. Let's rein it in with no Devontae Adams. We'll see. I mean, I felt good about it too, but I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is I would say that the Rams maybe know more about Cooper Kupp's injuries than they're letting on to us, and you know that Puka Nacua, who got his practice window opened today, is going to be on his way back rather soon, about the time the trade deadline actually hits, and like I said, the Rams are willing to move on from people earlier than necessary. What I also say is right now it sounds like the Rams are looking to recoup a 2 for Cooper Kupp, and are looking at paying possibly some of his salary, which is expected. We're mid-season. No reason to make a team pay if you're instead going to get like a 3 if they're taking on the full contract than a 2. In other news, okay, the Rams allegedly, reportedly, rumorly in serious conversations with the Minnesota Vikings, this week's opponent, involving quarterback Matthew Stafford. I have only seen this report or these rumors stated out loud by one person. The only other traction that rumor has gotten is people referencing that rumor. Okay, that specific tweet, that specific rumor. And I didn't know this gentleman who put out this rumor. Looked into him. He doesn't look like he's not legit or anything like that. But it's also a little bit confusing why he would get this information and nobody else. So I will say right now, regarding the Matthew Stafford trade rumors, no smoke. I see no smoke there. I'm seeing no weight to any of those rumors whatsoever. And there's a few reasons for that. First of all, Matthew Stafford at his age, do we really think he's going to go to a new team? He's already won a Super Bowl. Like, he probably just retire, right? I mean, that's what I would do. And I'm not Matthew Stafford, of course, but I think that would be on the table if he were involved in a trade. And he's got the power to do that. He could go into Les's office and be like, look, if you trade me, man, I'm just going to retire. So whatever you guys want to do, I'm either playing here or I'm just done. Like, I don't know. But to go to a third team at his age, not sure if that would happen. Plus, Sam Darnold's not playing poorly for the Minnesota Vikings, unless they anticipate him playing poorly soon, and then you make the move, I suppose. But I would say there's no smoke on the Stafford rumor reports. On the Cooper Kupp reports, though, it came from Rossini. Jordan Rodriguez was put in the initial report of saying sources are telling me and X and Jordan that this is happening. That the Rams are making phone calls, and we've seen nothing from Jordan to refute that. I don't know if we would have or not, if that is true or whatever. Jordan and this whole Rams media team is very good at just keeping their mouths closed about things, which is super good news when you're the team and trying to navigate the media world and conversations involving possible trades. So that's a very good thing. So I don't know if we would have heard anything from Jordan or not. Jordan is an absolute pro, so we're not going to see anything that messes with any potential trades involving any player from the Rams coming from Jordan. I would be very surprised if Jordan said anything that impacted any kind of valuation that the Rams could possibly be getting via a trade. So we haven't seen anything there yet, but I'm going to go ahead and say that the Stafford rumors have no smoke. Cooper Kupp might be on the move. We'll see what happens after that. Regarding moves, Rams also have a roster spot open as inside linebacker Elias Neal has been waived. It was a no recall, so we'll see if he comes back on like practice squad or anything like that. But right now, the Rams do have a roster spot open that could just be going to somebody coming back from IR or something like that. Maybe we'll get some news rather soon, or maybe the Rams are cooking some stuff up. Maybe Les is trying some stuff, because also let's kind of try to put it in perspective right now. Why the heck are we getting these reports today, right? I'm just trying to have a good Tuesday at work, and all of a sudden we're like, wait, Kupp might leave? Wait, Stafford might leave? It's like, yo, screw this Tuesday. All right. But I think that overall we got to look at this and like a lot of people are like, oh, well, then the Rams think that we're out of it. And it's like, well, they can't, right? They can't think that we're out of it. We're so close to being in first place. We could be in first place by Halloween. You know what I mean? So like, why do this now? Like it's still so early. So there's a lot of moving pieces to this. So that's interesting. In other news, I guess we're having a weird week at the Rams this week as the city of St. Louis versus the Rams hits a new chapter officially. Per the original agreement, the Rams did have the right to purchase the Earth City trading facility for $1 if that lease was terminated. The lease did, however, expire, but if you remember, back in November of 2017, the city of St. Louis sued the Rams who were trying to make that $1 purchase. They were trying to make good on that $1 purchase. This is November 2017. Rams already in St. Louis, all right? April 2019, the $1 option was ruled valid and did not violate state law. So the Rams were technically, at that point, legally allowed to purchase the Earth City trading facility for $1. The city of St. Louis, though, is still fighting this. So we'll kind of see how it goes. Unclear why the Rams would even want this facility. I would be very, very shocked if the city of St. Louis ever gets another NFL team for a few reasons. First of all, you've lost 2 already, and I'm not trying to make this a negative St. Louis thing. I fell in love with the Rams in St. Louis, and if they were still there today, I'd be screaming St. Louis Rams. This is no St. Louis hate at all. St. Louis, it says St. Louis all over these walls. You know what I mean? But either way, it's unclear why the Rams would want this. I don't think St. Louis would ever get another team. They've lost 2 already. In fairness, 2 unoriginal teams. They were not from St. Louis. I do think that if St. Louis were to have an NFL team, it has to be expansion. Has to be expansion. You can't have any of these city battles anymore with St. Louis. That's becoming an issue. The city of St. Louis versus the world, man. That's a whole thing right now. But St. Louis stands by the lawsuit. They say that they've valued that facility about $25 million, and they don't want Stan, of all people, to own it for $1. From the St. Louis perspective, that's absolutely reasonable. Why would you want Stan Kroenke, of all the people, to buy such a valuable area, a valuable piece of land here for $1? Saving a few bucks for sure. So not exactly sure how this one is going to go. I'd love for St. Louis to just become a piece of Rams history instead of a topic of contention amongst the fan base, which is certainly what it is now. And that's just, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. I hate that the St. Louis conversation when it comes to the Rams is very much like you're either for us or against us kind of thing. And that, I don't know, it's just kind of weird, but either way, not sure how this is going to unfold. Not sure why this is going to unfold. That is a big question. Because I think if I was this Stan Kroenke, I think I would try to buy it and then just try to maybe then sell it to the Blackhawks or something. Or the, what is that? The football team that's there. They're not the Blackhawks. That's a hockey team. Whatever the Hawks are. They're in St. Louis. I don't know. I don't watch that league. But I would say that maybe give it to them. Maybe let them do something cool with it. But from the city of St. Louis perspective, yeah, why would you want Stan to own that? That sucks for that man. But I wish Stan was my dad. So there's that much. My dad's pretty cool, but Stan Kroenke, if he was my dad, that'd be pretty sweet stuff. Before we get into our game preview, time to talk about today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. It is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to score some cash, watching some sports. It's football season. We're in the middle of the season right now. And what better way to hype up every Sunday than to line your pockets a little bit, dude? Plus, the NBA starting. Absolutely incredible, man. I'm telling you about it. All you have to do is you pick higher or lower. Let me just do it right now. So phone in pocket. Let me pull it out for you real fast. I'm going to show you how fast and easy this can be. You unlock your phone here. Let me find Underdog here. So app pops up. I'm going to hit the search button real quick. I'm going to type in LOS because that's all you need to find the Rams. And we're going to go Minnesota Vikings at Los Angeles Rams. Christian Roseboom, higher or lower, 4.5 solo tackles. Let's see here. Jared Verse over higher or lower on half a sack. You think he's going to get a sack, dude? Go ahead and pop it in there. Colby Parkinson, higher or lower, 33.5 receiving yards. And it is that easy just to go ahead and find it and start cooking up those entries, dude. Put those picks in. There's also vulture protection if you select a designated running back to score a touchdown in your pick'em entry and they get vultured. Hey, they'll rescue that entry for you. Pretty sweet stuff. You can join over 5 million fans that are already playing Underdog with their Champs game. You could win money by making entries with your favorite players. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Like I said, passing yards, receiving yards, interceptions, touchdowns. It is that simple. Also, currently, it is Boostober on Underdog, where there's a promo to play nearly every single day. Right now, through October 27th, you can boost your profit on all NBA entries starting officially tonight, which is the 22nd, by 20%, which is absolutely awesome. Like I said, it is extremely easy. I'm 1,000% hitting that Colby Parkinson higher on 33.5 receiving yards for sure, and verse on half a sack. Yeah, higher, dude. Going higher on it. Join me on those picks and hop on in with me as well. It is that easy. Download the app today. Use the promo code SHOWCASE. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That is $1,000 in bonus cash instantly using that promo code SHOWCASE. Again, just higher or lower, you make the call on Underdog. Must be 18 or over, 19 or over in Alabama or Nebraska, 19 over in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. California included, by the way. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Rams hosting the Minnesota Vikings. That is headed your way next. Your full game preview next on Ram Showcase. Welcome back to the action, Rams fans. I am Sheriff Joe Beggs. This is Ram Showcase. The Los Angeles Rams back at home with a 2-4 record, this time hosting the Minnesota Vikings with a 5-1 record. Thursday night football, SoFi Stadium. This Thursday, Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit on the call, Kaylee Harding on the sideline. Westwood 1 for you radio listeners. We do appreciate you. Ryan Radke and Ron Rivera. Not Ronnie Radke, although Ronnie Radke calling a Rams game, yo, sign me up. That sounds sick, dude. The ref for this game, we get Trey Blake. 62.5% of his calls are on the home team. So be good, Rams. Be good, all right? For you bettors, Rams are a +3 coming into this game, +146 on the money line, 48.5 on the over-under. Some notes that we're looking for on this one. Vikings are off of their first loss of the season last week. Detroit Lions handing the Vikings an L in that second column of the record. Vikings coming in pretty hot on this one, man. They went into last week, of course, undefeated. Rams, though, coming off of a win off of their bye, which is rather exciting. Back-to-back years, winning off the bye. Gotta love that. And the Vikings just got their Week 9 game flexed into primetime. They'll be hosting the Dallas Cowboys. So, obviously, the league looking at the Minnesota Vikings as a team to put in front of the people. So, prime time, Week 9 for Minnesota. But we'll already have a dub by then. It'll be fine, man. It'll be fine. Some injuries that we're looking at in this one. So, Cooper Kupp is back in action, baby. Yeah, we'll get Cooper Kupp back. That is absolutely exciting, man. Probably in a pretty limited role, if I had to guess. I would say that he's probably not going to get, like 98% of the snaps or anything like that. But to get him out there, I think at all is absolutely massive. So that is like really your main injury update for this one. We do have some guys that may or may not go. Braden Fisk may not go. He kind of came out of that last week game against the Raiders. Some back soreness. Jordan Whittington didn't practice as far as the designation goes on Monday, which is technically like a Wednesday injury report. I don't know. It's all kind of crazy. I could probably actually find some injuries. You know how to find injuries. But that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. Puka Nacua got his practice window open, so he will be activated within 21 days. Outside of that, still waiting on some dudes to come back from IR. That list still hefty. Let's take a look at the history of this matchup. This is the 48th all-time meeting between these two teams. The Vikings lead all-time, 27-18 and 2. The Rams have won the last 2 games in this matchup, but the Vikings have won 5 of the last 7. First ever game between these two came on November 5th, 1961. That was Minnesota at the Los Angeles Rams, 31-17 win for your Rams. The 2 ties in this series have come in 1976 and 1962, so we're due. 4-5 versus the Vikings while the Rams were in St. Louis, 2-1 since returning to Los Angeles. Some other stuff that we're kind of just keeping our eyeballs on in this game. So the Vikings, like I said, they received their first loss of the season last year. Detroit Lions, divisional team. So, I mean, that's kind of impossible to say that, like, oh, Vikings are done. Because also, Detroit, pretty good football team as well. So this also does wrap up the NFC North gauntlet, I guess, if you will, for the Los Angeles Rams, as opened this season against the Detroit Lions, have already lost to the Bears and the Packers. So Vikings are left, and if we don't win this game, then we got swept by the North, and that cannot happen. All right, so gotta give Minnesota the business, man. But this is with a team that, let's be real, is not used to being in a spot like this. The Minnesota Vikings are coming in hot, and this is just not, that's out of character, right? Out of character for the Minnesota Vikings. But if they lose back-to-back games, the reason that I mentioned that, of like them being a little outside of their wheelhouse here, is that if they lose back-to-back games and in like a 4-day span, that fan base might have a hard time. Might. I don't know. I know a good chunk of Vikings fans, and all of them are genuinely really good football fans, typically. They understand the game of football and don't get too down on those losses and stuff like that. But I also know some fans that are chaos. You know what I mean? They don't live where I live or anything like in my city or anything like that, so I don't got to deal with them. But the chaos fans, man, that's, I mean, we all have them. Every team has them. What am I trying to, I'm not trying to down any fan bases here, man. We've got them ourselves as well. Some would say I'm one of them. Whatever. But in a more real sense, though, the Vikings will be well aware that a loss on Thursday will get them the fraud title. The media will be very loud if the Minnesota Vikings lose this game, especially to a team that is below 500. So the media obviously is pretty aggressive. We know that. I am the media. We can be kind of obnoxious, okay? But I would say that they know that. The Minnesota Vikings know that if they lose back-to-back games within a few days, that it's going to be very loud over there as far as they're like, hey, was 5-0 a joke? Was 5-0 just for funsies and now it's going to be terrible? I mean, maybe it was, dude. But also, like, Sam Darnold's your quarterback, all right? And again, I have zero intentions of talking trash here. But Sam Darnold's a quarterback. Like, it's 5-0. Does that feel real? I mean, yeah, it happened. So it was clearly real. But how sustainable is that? That part I'm not totally sure of. But again, they know this stuff. The Minnesota Vikings know all of this stuff right now. The Rams are in a spot, though, on the other side where they are certainly not out of the division race. And with one more loss than the current leader, that, like, we're in a spot to really make a push, which is why those trade rumors are a little out of left field for me, because I felt like if maybe the Rams lose to the Raiders, sitting with a 1-5 record instead of 2-4, and you hear those kind of rumors, it's like, well, yeah, you know. But 2-4 and one more loss than the division leader, and it's like, wait, we're in this. Like, we could be that loss for that division team. Like, what are we doing, man? So I mean, that's just the way it is, though. If the Rams can pull off a win from their side, it's one game down from 500. And a little bit of health is on the way. And if the Rams, like, if they don't win this game and these trade rumors have already been swirling, it's going to get ugly, man. Because obviously, too, when we're dealing with a rough start to the season and Rams fans already kind of being a little frustrated with how this season started, considering we expected to be a little bit better than this, you lose a few games and then talk about trading some superstars. Yeah, your fan base is going to be a little prickly, so we'll kind of see what that happens to do. But the Rams truly have a chance to turn it now, to turn that momentum now. Coming off a bye, you win the game. You had a win against the Raiders that, I mean, they're not that great of a football team or anything, but we had a lot of mistakes in that game. We've seen a lot of mistakes where we ended up losing those games, but now we made some mistakes, but still were able to pull off the win. It was, though, asterisk against the Raiders. But if you could pull off a win against the Minnesota Vikings, then it's all systems go, dude. then it's time to turn up the heat, man. I'm telling you. So either way, it's McVay versus KOC, dude. Kevin O'Connell versus Sean McVay, the understudy, man. This is gonna be a fun one to watch. A chip off the old block, man. That's pretty cool stuff to see McVay so young and already has his tree is already spreading branches, dude. That's super sick, super sick. But also, you're welcome, Vikings fans, because without the Rams and Kevin O'Connell, who knows where you are, man? Who knows? Let's take a look at the matchup of this game. We'll start with the Rams offense against the Minnesota Vikings defense. Rams rocking with the 19th overall offense. Vikings defense 22nd overall against the opponent. Passing the ball 15th in the league, just barely over the mid-mark there. And the Vikings defense almost last. They got two teams behind them defending the pass there. So definitely a spot where the Rams could take advantage. The Rams are 26th on the ground, and the Vikings is where their defense makes their money. Second on stopping the run in the NFL. Points being put up, the Rams putting up 19 a game. That's 23rd in the NFL. The Vikings are giving up 17.8. That is 6th in the league. And third down, the Rams 37.5, and the Vikings giving up 32.1. That's tied for 7th, top 10 against third down for the Minnesota Vikings. Rams offense gets Cooper Kupp back. That's a pretty big deal. All right, no matter which way you shake it, it's a big deal for as long as he is actually back and not on another football team, at least. It's a big deal for this Rams offense. Cooper Kupp on Thursday Night Football against the Vikings. Ringing any bells for anybody, dude? Like that day that Jared Goff went off on Minnesota and put up a perfect passer rating. We absolutely went crazy that day. And yeah, Cooper Kupp, good days, man. The Vikings depth chart, by the way, though, it's very solid, really in all areas. There's not really any glaring weaknesses on this team. And maybe there'd be a Vikings fan to be like, this area is terrible. But me looking at it, I was like, that's actually a pretty good roster throughout, actually, in most position groups as well. Got some decent depth in some spots. And where they don't have decent depth, or really strong starters, they've got some really good depth there as well. So that overall, solid roster. They've built themselves quite the little squad out there. And in the NFC North, you need it. So they're doing the right thing out there. And Kevin O'Connell, I like to think that the Rams are pretty responsible for this. Limiting mistakes, though, going to be huge for the Rams offense. This really feels like the key here. Got to limit the mistakes against this Vikings defense, especially because that offense can score on you quick, man. So you got to be able to do it yourself as well. With Kupp returning and the Vikings ranking poorly against the pass, that could be an interesting game plan approach. I'm guessing the Minnesota Vikings will be paying quite a lot of attention to Cooper Kupp, meaning some other guys could be getting open. The McVay versus Brian Flores game plan matchup is rather exciting and should be a good battle of the brains there. Brian Flores, absolutely love that guy. I think he's an incredible coach. I would love if he showed up to the Rams one day, but either way, this week, I hope he goes down, dude. Hope he goes down. Best matchup, Rams offense versus the Vikings defense. I'm going to go with Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel against Big Rob and AJ. I really feel like these two can be limited, but I'm talking about Grenard and Van Ginkel. If they can be limited, the Rams offense will be just fine. The Rams will need to be sure to not abandon the run game too quick, which is something that they can do, but if and when they do, because it's possible, the tackle is going to be absolutely critical. Rob and AJ, they've been massive on the Rams front. They'll need to continue that if we want to get this season continued to be turned in the right direction. We're kind of in the right direction now, but not fully there, you know what I mean? So we're still power sliding that and seeing if we can get that fully corrected, man. But not overcorrect. Not trading Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. I think that'd be an overcorrection. Then we're just in a wall, I think, is what. 3 to C, Rams offense. Cooper friggin' Kupp, dude. Yes. Cooper Kupp is back, and we're fired up about it. The return of Kupp may be a little bit more limited than we want it to be. Obviously, we want this dude to be all over the place. 100% snap rate. Put him in at safety even. I don't care. Put him out there, dude. Let's see what happens. But we'll likely have a solid impact no matter what. Kupp and Stafford don't necessarily need to go off for this to be a massive upgrade to the Rams offense, because Kupp's presence alone makes the difference. It will, at the very, very minimum, take an eyeball or two away from somebody else towards number 10, and who knows, maybe 5 gets a few catches after that, maybe 18 is getting a few catches after that, maybe 15 is getting a few catches after that. So the return of Cooper Kupp is not only Cooper Kupp making catches and touchdowns. The return of Cooper Kupp has taken eyeballs from the defense away from the other guys who can make some plays as well, as we've seen. Tyler Johnson did a great job last week. Tutu's been doing a great job. So we've got some weapons there, man. And Cooper Kupp, he takes attention. That is for dang sure. Next up, Kyren Williams. Kyren is a touchdown machine. No signs of stopping. Absolutely love to see it. Obviously, Derrick Henry and Kyren Williams kind of going tud for tud this season, which is very exciting stuff. So we'll see who comes out on top of that. Derrick Henry, obviously an absolute monster, but wait, we've got our own monster, and he goes by Kyren, all right? King Kyren, dude. King Kyren. But obviously scoring touchdowns every single game this season. That's rather exciting. He's going against one of the better run defenses in the NFL. Kyren does have a tall task in front of him because of that, but if he's playing like one of the best running backs in the NFL, and he is, then maybe we'll be all right. Maybe we'll at least get it rolling there and open up that play action, because we know what a play action to Kyren Williams and Stafford throw to Kupp can do to a defense. And it's not pretty. Tyler Johnson is going to be last here on 3 to C for the offense. Took a big step last week, in my opinion, against the Raiders. I think that was the best we've seen Tyler Johnson, not just with his numbers and him able to wrangle in some footballs there, but the way he was running his routes, the way he was able to get open, just his whole vibe in that game. The whole team had a little bit more swag last week than we've seen all year. Tyler Johnson, though, definitely noticeable, and the return of Cooper Kupp could make that rather exciting, man. He looked reliable. He looked smooth. Kupp returning. Puka Nacua still down, so Johnson could be in a position to have a pretty big day. Rather exciting stuff. Let's flip over to the other side. We got the Vikings offense against the Rams defense. Vikings offense is 13th in the NFL. Rams defense 26th in the league, so creeping up slowly but surely. Passing the football for the Vikings, 14th in the league. The Rams are 18th against the pass. Running the ball, 119 for the Vikings offense, 17th in the league. Rams defense near the bottom of the road here, 30th in the NFL. Vikings have put up 28 points a game. That is 6th in the league. Rams giving up a little under 18. That's tied for 25th. And on third down, the Vikings are converting over 40%. That's 12th in the league. Rams giving up a little under 40%. That's 20th in the NFL. Some notes in this game. Hello, secondary. What up? Welcome to the party, man. Aubrey Pleasant's group is absolutely playing awesome right now. And Aubrey Pleasant, man, he's doing the thing. His grouping is coming together, all right? And absolutely love to see it. Rams defense coming off of its best day by a long shot, I would say, against the Raiders. In this one, as, of course, Cam Curl with the scoop and score. That was absolutely awesome. Jalen McCullough absolutely on fire. Plus Durant going off as well, having one of his best career days. We needed it, man. We needed the secondary to spark and to just do some exciting stuff. I've been talking about that for the last few games, that like we need somebody to do something to spark some excitement, some swag. I'd mentioned Kobe. He's one of them. When Jalen got that pick, it was like, all right, that pick six against Jordan Love, it was like, all right, this could be one of them too. And then, of course, Curl, who actually had been kind of struggling going into this game. And obviously it was a scoop and score, so it wasn't like a sweet read on a pick six or something like that. But hey, he was in the right spot, picked up the ball, scored points. So not a bad play, no matter how you look at it. So either way, this is getting pretty exciting as far as the Rams secondary goes right now. Kind of getting into their groove right at this moment, and that's awesome. Could be the return of Akello. Could be the return of Darius Williams. Troy Hill just got released by the Carolina Panthers. Could we see a little bit of a reunion here? Did we need the reunion to get the swag back? Maybe. Maybe we needed it, man. Maybe we needed it. But McCullough, I think that ultimately it's kind of crazy to see McCullough doing so well. We thought it was going to be Cam Kinchens was our guy, our rookie safety that was going to be the dude. It's Jalen McCullough. Undrafted rookie safety. Jalen McCullough is on fire. 3 picks in the last 2 games. Absolutely love to see it. His Vikings offense, though, certainly has its share of weapons, all right? Rams secondary will need to pay some special attention to this guy that goes by the name of Jefferson, this Jefferson fella, all day long. You got to keep your eyeballs on him. He can score on any play at any moment, so you got to be all over him. Get physical with him. Try to frustrate him. Get in his head. Where's Cortland Finnegan at? We need somebody to get into JJ's head, man. Sam Darnold also looking rather comfortable in the system. It's the system, dude. The system is awesome. all obey the system, man. This thing is absolutely awesome. When a guy, and I have no negative trash talk to say against Sam Darnold, but like when Sam Darnold comes in and leads you to a 5-0 record, hey, your system's awesome, and you're welcome for it, Minnesota. You are welcome. Best matchup in this one, I'm going with Akello and D-Will against Jefferson. Yes, got to be the biggest matchup in this matchup, or in this entire game, I would say. Chances are we see a bit of a mix on this matchup with a little help over the top as well. If Akello and Williams can have another good day like they did last week, I think that they can hold it down. Do you completely smother JJ and not let him get a single catch? Probably not. But do you at least limit him so he doesn't ruin your day? You hope so. Yeah, you hope so. We got our own guy that does that kind of stuff too, though. So both teams kind of feeling the same way, I think, about these wide receivers. But you win this matchup, and you've got a good chance to win this team. I'll be honest. Like that feels very real. And again, the Minnesota Vikings do have their share of weapons. They've got some really good running backs. They've got good wide receivers. Their quarterback's playing well. Their line's playing well. They've got good plays. I mean, it's not just this matchup, but if you can control maybe one of the best receivers in the NFL in Jefferson, then yeah, your chances are better than if he goes off. I don't think that should be surprising to anybody. Durant also, I think that he'll get some reps against JJ also. So had an incredible day last week. Durant did. D-Will, I think is, he's still getting into his rhythm, but obviously he's a really good player. And Akello, I think has played better every single week. So something to keep our eyes on as well. Dive into the 3 to C on this side of the football. We're starting with Jalen McCullough, dude. UDFA and on fire. 3 picks in the last 2 games and a touchdown. That's absolutely awesome. His pick 6 versus Jordan Love may have awoken something in this secondary, because ever since that play, secondaries had swag. So thank you for the swag, Jalen McCullough. You brought it. It's awesome. Stay here for a long time. You're also wearing one of the sickest numbers in Rams history, so you have to be good if you're wearing that number. Those are the rules. But if he's going to pop up, now's a good time to have another good day. In prime time, Jalen McCullough in prime time, going against a team with a very good record, 5-1, with weapons. So if this is another game where McCullough can get a pick or two, yeah, he's going to be in the conversations, very much so. Next up, Cam Curl. Scored a touchdown on fumble recovery last week and is tied for most, and was tied for most solo tackles last week. So obviously absolutely awesome. He also scored 2 passes defended, PDs, whatever. So yeah, easily his best day as a Rams so far. And the secondary is just really just coming along nicely as overall, just really coming together. Cam Curl also with that 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown, officially now just 1 behind the all-time leader, which is 6 dudes or 7. I wrote it down somewhere. It's somewhere. Either way, tied for 7th, I think now with the 1. Last up, we're going to go with Byron Young, BY. I used a lot of willpower not to just go Durant here, to just go all secondary. I'm hyped on secondary right now. But BY pairing with JV, real nice. And you can tell the difference in his strength from last year, for sure. If you go back and watch any games from Byron Young's rookie season, definitely did not play poorly whatsoever. But this year, you can just tell he's stronger than last year. Still got the quickness, still got the moves. He's just physically a little bit more stronger, which you love to see. Another guy, though, he's getting some awesome pressure, still coming up just a little bit short. So we obviously want to see those go from pressures into sacks, although these pressures are helping quite a bit. You get the sack from Durant, turns into the touchdown to Cam Curl. We got Jared Verse getting in there again last week, so obviously, yeah, love to see it. But Byron Young showing that he's a true leader of this defense, and watching this front develop, man, it's absolutely awesome. These front 4 that we got right now, Byron Young, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, and Braden Fisk, dude, these guys are monsters, man. And Neville Gallimore, dude, shout out Neville Gallimore, man. I want to put him in here. I'm going to put 4 to see, all right? Neville, dude, this guy's playing awesome. All right, to be a rotational player like that on the defensive line, to be making plays like Neville's making, dude, I'm here for it, man. A late addition to this Rams roster as well. Love to see it. Neville Gallimore, man. I'm gonna pound the drum a little bit there. Take a look at some connections here. Former Rams on the Vikings now. Head coach Kevin O'Connell. Yep, he was with us. Offensive coordinator Wes Phillips, the son of one Wade. Wide receiver Brandon Powell. B. Pow did score that punt return for a touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings, wearing the sweetest combo of all time, the bone-on sole. Oh, I forgot to do pants picks. We'll do that here in a second. Yeah, dang it. But B-Pow getting that punt return for a touchdown. Absolutely love to see it. Running back Myles Gaskin, short timer for the Rams. Nothing crazy there. Quarterback Brett Rippon. Oh, I still have not forgiven Brett Rippon for that game at Lambeau. Brett Rippon, you are the enemy forever. Running back Cam Akers did just get traded recently back to the Minnesota Vikings. Tight end Johnny Muntz, he's out there. Assistant linebackers coach Thad Bogardus. Senior offensive assistant Chris O'Hara. He was the Rams' offensive assistant in 2021, which was a pretty cool year for the Rams. And on the practice squad, wide receiver Tristan Jackson, a former preseason standout of the LA Rams. Former Vikings who are now on the Rams, just the one, Jonah Williams. We don't want those nerds over here. I'm just kidding. But Jonah, the only one. Some NFL connections here. Jimmy G played in New England with Stephon Gilmore. That happened just one season. Colby Parkinson played in Seattle with defensive lineman Jonathan Bullard and cornerback Shaq Griffin. D. Will played in Jacksonville with Shaq Griffin. Jimmy G played in San Fran with Trent Sherfield and Nick Mullins. Jimmy G also played in Las Vegas with defensive lineman Jerry Tillery. Hunter Long played in Miami with Trent Sherfield, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Myles Gaskin. Matthew Stafford played in Detroit with wide receiver Brandon Powell. I did not know that. That happened in 2018. Pretty cool stuff there. TJ Hawkinson was also playing with Stafford in Detroit. And Kevin O'Connell, he was an off-season quarterback behind Matthew Stafford for the Detroit Lions. That happened in, what was that, 2009? I think it was rookie season for Stafford, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was 2010. And Demarcus Robinson played in Baltimore with tight end Josh Oliver. College connections for you. Demarcus Robinson played at Florida with defensive lineman Jonathan Bullard and wide receiver Brandon Powell. Tutu Atwell, the Tutu train, played at Louisville with Jonathan Grenard. Jalen McCullough played at Tennessee with Ty Chandler and Theo Jackson. BY played there also with Jackson, not Chandler. Neville Gallimore, my dude right now, played at OU with Brian Asamoah, Jalen Redmond, and Tyrese Robinson. Omar Spates played at Oregon with Blake Brandel and Nashawn Wright. Justin Dedich played at USC with Jordan Addison and Mekhi Blackman. Let's see, Kobe Turner played at Wake Forest with Michael Juergens, the guard. Logan Bruss and Rob Havenstein played at Wisco with Andrew Van Ginkel. KT Leviston played at K-State with Dalton Reisner. A.J. Jackson played at Iowa with T.J. Hawkinson. Puka Nacua played at BYU with linebacker Max Tooley. And Tyler Higbee, Big Rig Higgs, played at Western Kentucky with wide receiver Lucky Jackson. Some milestones we are either hitting or keeping an eye on for this one. Cam Curl officially just won. There, here it is. Here's the note. Officially one fumble recovery touchdown away from tying the Rams record with 6 other dudes. That does include Adam Archuleta, Jim Benton, Jack Dwyer, and Leonard Little are on that list. Matthew Stafford, the staff man. He passed Bob Waterfield for most pass attempts by a Ram. Passing Bob Waterfield does not have the overall record. He is 65 to tie Warner for 7th. He needs 2 completions, Matthew Stafford does, to pass Dan Marino for 9th all-time in NFL history. Needs 53 completions to pass Kurt Warner for 5th most in Rams history. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp needs 9 receptions to pass Henry Ellard for 3rd most in Rams history. Very much right up there. And also another reason to be a little sad about the rumors of Cooper Kupp, because, yeah, he is one of the best of all time this team has ever seen. So, yeah, that would hurt our feelings a little bit. So 9 receptions to pass Ellard and needs 1 touchdown reception to tie Elroy Hirsch for 3rd in Rams history as well. Isaac Bruce at 84. Torrey Holt at 74. Elroy Hirsch at 53. And Cooper Kupp is at 52. Sean McVay officially tied John Robinson for the most wins by a head coach in Rams franchise history with 79, which means with one more career win, Sean McVay will hold the record for most wins by a coach in Rams franchise history. Rather exciting stuff. We get Thursday Night Football this week. That is, of course, on Amazon Prime. So no distribution map for you. Let's take a look at the pants picks, actually, real quick. I forgot to put it up here. We are in the Bone jerseys. Well, I'm wearing Bone here. And then I'm going with the Soul. So I'm going Bone on yellow. We have Rams House going with Bone on Bone. And we've got Peo Time going with Bone on Royal. So only one of us can be correct. And we represent all the options. So at least one of us will be correct. But that is it. That is the only option. So those are our pants picks. Let us know what your pants picks are in the comment section below. What do you think we're going to rock, man? We're in the Bone jerseys. Last Bone jersey game of the season. So live it up. I'm going full Bone on Thursday, dude. Boning hard on Thursday. Yeah. Yes, I stand by it, all right? So that is Minnesota Vikings at Los Angeles Rams, SoFi Stadium on Sunday, 5:15 p.m. kickoff time. If you are going to be there, be loud, be obnoxious, and root for Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford while you can. All right, because we don't know. All right, Fan Quesos, that's next right here, Ram Showcase. Ram Showcase, Sheriff Joe Baggs, and a little bit of an update for you. You've probably seen this if you are crazy about the Rams like I am, but I'll tell you now anyway. The Rams did make the official move putting Ahkello Witherspoon on the active roster and practice squad edition. Elias Neal, I was correct about that. That did happen. This probably buzzed as I was like, I don't know if it might happen. It was actively happening. And then added to the practice squad. Outside linebacker, Zach Van Valkenburg. Yes, the coolest name in football, back on the practice squad. Maybe we'll get to see him sometime. And I did not get them pulled up here, so let's wiggle our way over to our Fan Quesos. We do post them usually the day of the recording, which typically is Wednesday. This week, though, a bit of a special week as, of course, Thursday Night Football, which I think we get another one of these later, which is pretty lame. I don't like the Thursday night games that much. I don't like that they're every week. Every week, dude, we need to do this. So, yeah, let's take a peek here. We're heading over to the Facebook page first. And let's go here. We're going to start with Edwin. He's got a string of them here. And he says, 1. Well, I'm writing this right after seeing the rumors that Kupp and Stafford getting traded. So he's probably in an emotional state. And reasonably so. If this does happen, what do you think we get for them? Knowing less, probably a 5th and a 6th next year. Dude, yeah. I talked about that with Peo Time and Rams House. Let's do the old Rams special. Send Matthew Stafford in a 7th round pick to Minnesota for a 6th. If we trade Kupp, I would hope for a 2. I think a 3 is realistic, but I would hope for a 2. Getting rid of Matthew Stafford, I'll send him back to Detroit for 2 1s. Get Jared Goff back in here, man. Yeah, I don't know what Matthew Stafford could pull. Probably less than we want, dude, because, like, in my brain, it's like, well, it's Matthew Stafford. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, you know what I mean? But, like, also, we got rid of Jalen Ramsey for a 5th and Hunter Long, who's, like, our 4th tight ends. So, I don't know, man. Hopefully something cool. Hopefully there's a plan. That's all my brain is going to. Like, hopefully it's not one of these things where it's like, we're just going to get rid of all these guys and then just, like, ride out the season. Like, hopefully it's like, we're going to get rid of these guys, but we're trading for Patrick Mahomes. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, something crazy like that, dude. It's like, yeah, we're going to trade we're going to trade Matthew Stafford, but the Texans are just giving us Stroud, dude. I don't know why. Like, like something sick like that. Jaden Daniels, come on down, dude, you know? So, I don't know. We'll see if there's a plan. Number 2, with Kupp playing Thursday night, how many touchdowns does he get? I'm going with 1. I think he's going to be pretty limited. I think we get him in there, but I think it's just going to be the 1. I think that if the Rams are up by a lot or down by a lot, I don't think we see him. I think we'll only see him in close situations and still limited. But I'm going to go 1. The 1 or 10. You know what? It doesn't matter. 3, when we beat the Vikings, do you think that's enough for Snead McVay to come out and say we are not trading our pillars and try to keep this run going? I would love that so hard, dude. I would love if we win this game and then Sean McVay comes out in his press conference and he's like, yeah, so we were kind of some conversations, but turns out we're super dope. So we're just going to go win the Super Bowl instead. And then he's like, peace, you know, like just leaves. That'd be sick. Yeah, I don't know, man. Winning this game would make that a little bit of a weird topic, though, huh? That would make it like, so what are we doing, guys? Like, are we good or not, guys? Let us know. Let's see here. Number 4. What is your favorite Stafford Cup moment? Could be on or off the field. Mine is when Cup got hit at the goal line during the Super Bowl, and Stafford raced down the field to get in the face of the defender that hit Cup. That was so sick, dude. I have that picture saved on my phone of like Stafford like in dude's face. Love that, dude. I fired me up so bad. That and Andrew Whitworth staring back at what's his name, Hutchinson or whatever. Like staring back at him, just eyeballing him, dude. That fired me up, man. I was ready to be fired up. I don't know what I do when I'm fired up. I just be like, yeah. I'm not gonna do anything. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, dude, that was a good one. Here, let's see. It says, if this is the end, thank you 9 and 10 for bringing a championship team that I love so much. Both forever champions in LA. You're absolutely right, man. That's yeah. It would be a hard one if those guys leave. That's a tough one, man. That's a really tough one to do to your fan base, honestly. You're basically saying like, hey, yeah, this era, it's over. We're restarting. We got a good young core. We got Puka and Kobe and Jared and Byron and Jalen McCullough, the sickest safety in the NFL and stuff like that. But like, that would hurt, man. That would hurt for sure. My favorite moment, I'm gonna say it is all one moment, but there's a lot of pieces to it, and it is the I'm gonna go 2 moments. Well, it's still one moment. The passes at the end of the game in Tampa to defeat Tom Brady at his home in our Super Bowl run. That one, I mean, he obviously he just embarrassed a dude out here. Put him on his butt cheeks out here running a route, and it was absolutely awesome. Gets wide open, all that stuff. Then the next play, he's got Cup again play. He's got Cup again. If that's not your text tone, you're not living life to the max. You know what I mean? Like, that's absolutely incredible. That's why it's in my intro and stuff. Like, I love it, dude. Fires me up immediately. But that play is there because that wasn't the play. It was not a deep ball to Cup. That was not the play that was called. And they just did that. And then my last part of that moment of why I love it so much is Cooper Kupp explaining what happened. We had the 3 deep safety that saw the fire zone here, so and they just had to beat the safety. Like, dude, that was so sick. So sick. I absolutely love hearing that, man. But obviously, the touchdown to take the lead in the Super Bowl, that's up there. Dude, there's a lot of good Stafford Cup moments, man. So the no looker in the Super Bowl, that's got to be up there. The NFC Championship game where Cup, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a Rams fan, you know exactly what that is, and that's awesome. So there's a lot to pick from, man. That's hard. Hard question. Next here from Cody. What do we do to contain JJ, and can we? I don't know if we can just fully contain him. I don't know if he's going to have like 2 catches for 9 yards or anything like that. But like, if we can make him have 7 catches for 89 yards, and I feel good about that. You know what I mean? I feel all right. So can we? Yeah, absolutely we can, man. We got some monsters out here, and this young secondary is finding some swag right now, and you love to see it, man. Pretty cool stuff. Were you surprised Whittington didn't play that much last game? It does sound like he maybe got a little bit banged up, so not necessarily, but he also got banged up. That was the Packers game that he left in a sling. So no, not necessarily because of that. I'm thinking that there's probably a little bit to it, and Rams probably also have PTSD. Anytime a wide receiver winces in pain, they're like, get off the field. So I don't know. Maybe not. Whittington, though, I will say he's not playing poorly, but I was kind of hoping we'd see a little bit more splash plays out of him by now. But we haven't, and that's okay. And maybe they're coming, and maybe it is an injury thing. But I was hoping to see a little bit more like explosion, considering what we saw in the preseason, which just goes to show preseason and regular season, they're 2 different leagues, essentially. 2 different animals entirely. Just because you're awesome in preseason does not mean it'll translate to the regular season. I know it's the same. You're wearing the same uniform and stuff like that, but that's not a real thing. So yes and no to answer your question. I'm just not sure if he's a little bit banged up. He's not practicing right now, so it's possible we also see that this week. Next one here from Cody. In a perfect world, if we do make a trade, what would be your ideal return for Cooper Kupp? Um, dude, that's a hard question. Just like 17 first round picks, and also we get to keep Cup because leave him alone. That's our guy, dude. Ah, man, this is such a weird day. Oh man, that's yeah. I would just hope for, I don't know, as much as we can get. But the Rams don't really do that. We send people off for not a lot. That's a problem, right? We've kind of agreed that the Rams do that. When we're trading away guys, we don't get as much as we want. So that's why I'm trying also not to get too like amped up on like what could we get back, because it does feel like the Rams could do something where it's like we got rid of Cooper Kupp for a fifth. What? Like, why, dude? Like, I'd rather have Cooper Kupp than any fifth round. You take all of our fifth round picks until I die. Let me have Cooper Kupp, dude. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's head over to the YouTube channel here. This one coming from Paul. Question: do you have confidence in the Rams kicker Carty? It's dwindling, man. My confidence in Josh Carty is hanging by a thread. I'll be honest, man. To miss an extra point and a field goal again, to do those two things in one game is like, hey, man, everything okay, bud? Yeah, man, I'm getting a little nervous, but also what does nerves do? Me being nervous in Colorado at a bar watching, holding a Pacifico is like, that doesn't impact anything. So like, I can be as nervous as I want to be, but like it's not going to make him kick better or worse. So how much confidence do I have in him? I'm moderate, man. I'm still, and I don't even know if anybody's going to get this reference. I still will turn my beer can or my beer bottle labels out. I know that much. And I'm a little bit more adamant about that now since dude's missing a few. So I'm hoping it's just a little bit of a slump and he'll rein it back in. But yeah, yeah, dwindling is what I'll say. Dwindling. This next one here coming from Rams House. What would it be like sharing a room with Big Rob? Big Rob is my age, and that feels weird because, and I don't want this to sound mean to Big Rob, but me seeing that I'm like a year younger than Rob Havenstein, it made me feel so old. I was like, oh no, like I'm the same age as like the longest tenured Rams player by a long shot. The longest tenured Rams player, the only guy who's still here from St. Louis, and I'm as old as he is, man. Like, I guess in fairness, I'm the same age as Aaron Donald, and he was also the other last remaining St. Louis guy. But yeah, it's Big Rob though, man. He's just such a quiet, calm dude. First of all, we would never share a room because he's got like a family, and I feel like he's like too much of a dad to be sharing a room with this guy. You know what I mean? But I also feel like he's just more calm. He would just kind of chill. He'd be like reading books and stuff like that. Like he'd be reading books, but he'd do that thing where he's like reading, and then they'd be like, "Dude, so on that one play in the third quarter when you were blocking, like," and then he would just because obviously I would only talk about the Rams. He would be like, he'd do this as I'm talking. He would do one of these and be like, "What?" Like like super rude, and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then he'd go again and be like, "But like really though, what happened?" Like he would hate me for sure. Next one here. Let me see. I'm gonna try to. Okay. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna end on that one. All right. Next one here from Rams House. What is happening today? Cup and now Stafford. Crying face. What is happening today, dude? I wish I knew. I wish I had more answers for you, man. I do not have those answers for you. It makes me sad. But you know what? I'm here for it. And I haven't said this yet this episode, but maybe it is time. Maybe it is time. And I feel like Rams House, you specifically, you know exactly where I'm going right now. Say it with me. Players come and go. The Rams are forever. Yes, you nailed it. So that's kind of where I'm trying to put my mind right now, although I love Cooper Kupp. So it's hard. But what's happening today? I don't know. Maybe we're trying to stir some stuff up, dude. Like, I don't know. But again, the Cup one feels like there's some smoke there. Stafford, that doesn't feel like it has smoke. I don't think Stafford gets traded. Next one here come from Payo Time. Last few going out the door. Question: do you think Lake would be considered the Rams' best player on defense right now? You know what? That's a very solid question, and Lake is not playing bad. That's for dang sure. I don't think I'd say he's our best defensive player right now. I would think I would go with Kobe Turner on that one, maybe. Byron is in there. Jared is the best pass rusher in the NFL right now. Let me see if I can find those numbers real quick. Just to brag on my boy a little bit, Jared here. So let's see. Ooh. Okay, we've got a Rams revealed. I'm on my Twitter here. Cam Curl and JB Long has his hood up. That's hilarious to me. Let's see here. Trying to see if I can find this. We're just going to watch me scroll on Twitter. How cool is this podcast, guys? According to Next Gen Stats, outside linebacker Jared Verse has a league-leading 23.6 pressure rate through week 7. Pressure rate, best in the NFL. He's pressuring everybody, dude. Under pressure. Jared Verse. What was the question? Oh, yeah. Oh, is Lake the best defensive player? I think I'd go... Dude, my brain is all over the place. I feel like you can get that with how I'm communicating on this episode, but we're having a good time today. Yeah, I don't say I would try that again. I don't think I'd say that he's the best guy right now, but he is playing very, very good ball. That tackle he had on Bowers, dude, that play to save the touchdown, dude, incredible. The second I saw the ball snapped, I was like, oh, yeah. But I saw Lake sprinting over there, and it was like, and then he made the tackle, and it was like, yeah. That's exactly how it happened. I don't know what you want from me. Next question here, last one here, coming from Payo Time. Could you just ramble about your favorite, about your favorite Thursday night football, Rams Thursday night football memories? Baker, the Condiment Bowl, 2017 win over the Niners, etc. Ooh, that's a good question, dude. You're right. I should have thought about this one more. I didn't really, but I also, that Baker one, dude, I was like, yeah, feel pretty good about that one. The Condiment Bowl, I don't remember that being a Thursday game. I thought that was an SNF, but that's cool if that was. And if it is, I'm gonna look. Not that I'm gonna call you a liar right now or anything like that. Let me just do it here. So, I just want to make sure that I know what I'm saying, because that game was so sick, and it was the last game of the of the Rams time in St. Louis. The last game played in the city of St. Louis, not their last one. Their last 2 games of the that final season. That was in those are on the road. I cannot multitask, by the way. If I'm typing, I cannot talk to you. If I ask my coworkers, they'd be like, yeah, what are you doing right now, dude? So I'm going 2017 Rams Bucks. That was 2016. My bad. Okay, let's see. That was September 25th. That doesn't help me. Let's do it over here. All right. We're going to end this podcast with the most riveting thing possible. 2016. We're going to go. That was September. Wait, that's not right. I'm not looking at this right. 20. Okay. Okay. I was right. Was that? My brain's broken. I don't understand what's happening. 20. Oh no, it had to been 2015. It was December. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I lied. I'm bad at numbers. Let's see here. That was 2015 because of the last year in St. Louis. What am I thinking here? And then it was December 17th. That was a Thursday. Yep. Dude, you were right. All that work. A long walk for a short drink of water. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, dude, that's some good ones there, dude. Yeah, some good answers, man. Or some good questions there. So yeah, man, that the Baker game though, top tier. 98-yard drive. We need this dude who we signed on a Tuesday to win a football game on a Thursday. Goes 98 yards, hitting Van Jefferson on the left side to win it, dude. Oh my gosh. And then yeah, dude, that Thursday the Condiment Bowl, man. Ketchup versus mustard, man. That is where this flag came from, this yellow one. My buddy John went to the game and got that for me. Dude, love that, dude. So absolutely awesome there. And yeah, it's one of my prized possessions, man. Came from the last game played in the city of St. Louis. So yeah, definitely hold that one. Anytime you beat the 49ers, I'll always hold that a little high as well. So yeah, man, there's some good options. I'm going to go to that Baker game, though. If I got to lock it, I can't. I got to go Condiment Bowl. I don't keep flip-flopping. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That is going to do it for me. Thank you for your fan quesos, though. We'll be back in action to it. Also, live stream next week. I didn't post about it. I meant to, but no live stream this week because I have to do the show. I would be on the live stream right now, actually. They would have just started a little bit ago, but we're doing this instead because we got to get the podcast out, all right? So maybe we'll do some Thursday stuff or some weekend stuff or something. We'll have some fun, all right? As we get into Week 8 of the NFL season, Rams hosting the Minnesota Vikings, SoFi Stadium, Thursday Night Football, 5:15 p.m. kickoff time. If you are going to be there, be loud, be obnoxious, be awesome, and have a great time. As, of course, you never know when it is the last time you're seeing a specific player play live and in person, all right? For myself, I still kind of think about that as the last time that I got to see Aaron Donald play live was the 2021 season. The Rams, the year the Rams won the Super Bowl. It was against the Jags that game. I went out to SoFi for it. And obviously it was a few years that he played after that. So you never know when it's the last time you're going to be seeing somebody, so take advantage of it while you can. You never know when one of these guys might be leaving. Players come and go. The Rams are forever, but god dang, we love these players, huh? These guys are awesome. That is going to do it for me, though. Make sure you follow along on the internet. RamShowcase.com, at Sheriff Joe Bags, at Rams Showcase is where you can follow along on socials. But that is going to do it for me. Wait, how do I do it? I keep forgetting, man. My brain is breaking. Wait, I forgot it. Let's see, hold on. I am Sheriff Joe Bags. This has been Rams Showcase on Sports War Radio and the Fan-Sided Network. For those of you who aren't Rams fans, our thoughts and prayers are with you. For those of you who... Wait. Okay. We're just going to do this basic, all right? Oh, my gosh. I am Sheriff Joe Bags. This has been Rams Showcase on Sports War Radio and the Fan-Sided Network. For those of you who aren't Rams fans, our thoughts and prayers are with you. For those of you who are Rams fans, thank you so much for watching, and go Rams.